Hi, this is Charlie. I got a comment on my number 46 Stop Bullies, Political and Social, that it was kind of confusing. So I thought that I might elaborate a little bit to make my videos a little more understanding. Number 46 is just a guideline to my bully videos. But there's a main theme, I think, that you might see running through all my videos, and that's that the roots of bullying are really greed. In number 46, I start out by saying the roots of bullying parallel the roots of political bullying and lead to chaos and the self-destructive community behaviors that mimic a mental health patient who is catatonically banging his head against the wall. I'm saying that we as a community are basically banging our heads against the wall over and over and over again with the way we handle the most deleterious issues that are facing us today, not just bullying. Bullying is just one of them. But I'm saying we're kind of like a schizophrenic, catatonically banging our heads against the wall because nothing is being done with it, and the same thing keeps being done with it. They talk about it from the same angle that never gets anything done. They make new laws when laws are already made, just like 50 million laws had to be made before civil rights were ever really attended to, when really the people in the community can enforce those laws whenever they want just by standing up, taking a stand, talking about it all the time, being consistent. You have to keep talking about it. And I think the bully issue really underlies every issue that we're facing because it's about greed. Violence is all about greed. And it's not just money, keep in mind. Some people just want attention at a specific moment in time, mind you. A person may just want attention. A person may just want all the friends. A person may just want power. But when it comes down to it, we all know that it's usually about greed. If it wasn't for the money, for wanting so much money, and this money, being so important to feeling so good about ourselves, which is pretty ridiculous, then we wouldn't have violence, because violence is just a quick and easy way to getting money. And what I say about the roots of bullying, how it parallels the bullying in adults, is because just take a look at any bully. What he's doing is he's getting you, the victim, out of the way. He's pushing you out of the way. He doesn't want people to listen to you. He doesn't want people to see you. He's eliminating his competition, believe it or not. He's actually afraid of you because you are competition. Everybody's competition, but everybody seems to go after, or a lot of people seem to go after, the weakest people to eliminate. Instead of competing, we have people eliminating, and bullying is a way of doing it. So he gets more attention this way. This is still why the bully's doing this, right? He's getting more attention. More attention gets him more friends. If he's getting the attention and somebody makes friends with him, then his friends are getting attention. So it becomes like, in the older world, a political bandwagon. So you have all these people getting attention and they're feeding on it. It's like piranhas feeding on this attention. And the ultimate goal here is these people are becoming dominators. And what do dominators get? Well, for one thing, they get rewarded by the corporate dominators. When you work for a big corporation, you may get paid, you may get an expense account that allows you to utilize prostitution. This, to me, is a type of bullying. It's slavery. Slavery is definitely a severe form of bullying. Prostitution is a type of slavery, which is bullying. Corporations pay for this, okay? And they also pay for people to be violent. Some corporations want war because they make money on war. So it pays to pay the bully. It pays to move the bully up through the ranks. So if you present yourself as a bully, you're almost guaranteed moving up the corporate or the money ladder really fast. But it's greed. It's simply greed. And the core crapocracy supports this. The corporate sovereignty, the corporate feudalism. But how this is plainly seen, much more plainly seen in adults, how this bullying carries through, is right in Congress. Probably every day there's a filibuster going on. A filibuster is another bullying tactic. And it's almost perfectly acceptable. It's acceptable by a lot of people. And a lot of people use it. In a filibuster, a congressman could stand there on the floor in the House and talk about anything he wants to talk about, from his baby photos to his boring vacation. And in the meantime, people that wouldn't normally be heard are not going to be heard. The people in power are going to be heard, though, because you can bet they're going to get their issue on the floor. So, I mean, the other congressmen just get so tired of this filibuster, they either give in to the vote, maybe they don't vote at all, sometimes they just don't vote, or they don't get to say their opinion on the issue at all. That happens often too. And it's a type of bullying because people don't get to be heard. They're crowded out by the biggest dominist on the floor that day. And domination is all about greed. If you were a true American, you would want everybody to have their say. If you believed in our Constitution, you would not stand there and filibuster. So that is how it is plainly seen in Congress. And my video number 40, it's my last one it's Katharine Hepburn responds to Rush Limbaugh, I think it is. It's a satire, and it's a satire, and it's about bullying too. Because at the end, you'll see I say in Katharine Hepburn's voice that well, in the beginning I talk about the indifference, and at the end I say to Rush Limbaugh, do you want us to wait till the poor set up guillotines in our own backyards till we listen to them? And I say this because Rush's followers are treating me with indifference by not allowing me to comment on some of his videos. And when you do that to people, you're pushing them away. You're bullying them out of the picture. And this creates indifference in society because for anybody that's not being heard, whose issues are not being taken seriously. So there is a lack of empathy, compassion, or even interest. You know, even if it just even a small amount of business interest, for that matter. You know, if you're not heard, if people don't hear you say something, they're just going to forget about you. And even if they know you're there, the bullies create such an aura of hatred around you that nobody will even, look at you anymore. Or the way they talk to you is just like they're like coming at you like a computer or a machine. So it's not even a human experience anymore. And what I'm saying here is that this indifference that he's creating amongst his viewers, do we have to wait for the guillotine to be set up? This is symbolic reference to what I'm saying is, do we have to wait for another situation like the French Revolution before we attune ourselves to the worst problems that we have facing our communities? And this really is greed. And greed is the main theme that you should see running through probably almost all of my videos. Even if it's not directly said, it's what I'm about, and it's what you're going to see in my videos, and it's what I'm going to keep putting out there, because the greed word is rarely even said in the media. It is just rarely said. Another way of filibustering is using circumvention. They might use one major issue to disregard another major issue, and the two issues basically zero each other out. They talk so much on them, and nothing gets done because they keep using the same approach when the main approach is always greed. And that is what is really behind all this bullying, whether it's greed for money, attention, power. There's a lot of different greeds, but you know as well as I know, it usually comes down to money. I'm in this for the long haul. I hope you guys join me, because this is it. I mean, this is the problem. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you later. I hope I can do something funny in the very near future.